Welcome you all to the video on syndrome calculation circuit for n, k cyclic codes. So in the previous video we have seen how the encoding circuits are going to work for an n, k cyclic code. So in this particular video we are going to concentrate on how to generate the syndrome for an n, k cyclic code, and we are also going to look at the shift register circuit for the same. So let us see the procedure how to begin with to find the syndrome calculation. So in the previous type of block codes, we used to calculate the syndrome by evaluating what is known as S is equal to R into H transpose. So there the parity check matrix would help us in identifying the or obtaining the syndrome with respect to the received vector. So similarly, here also we are going to take the reference of the parity, but it is in the form of a generator polynomial itself. So what we do, let me consider that z of x is the received vector. If z of x is the received vector, we are going to find out the remainder obtained when this received vector z of x is divided by the generator polynomial g of x. So when you divide a polynomial z of x that is of degree n, this is of degree n, and g, as we know, it will be of the degree n minus k or lesser. N minus k will be the degree of the generator polynomial, not lesser, but it is always equal to. So keeping this in mind, the results obtained when we divide the polynomials, we obtain a quotient polynomial as well as a remainder polynomial, which can be written like this. So any transmitted or received polynomial will be combination of the coefficient multiplied with g of x plus s of x. Out of this, we have written in this form by dividing the entire expression by g of x, out of which the z of x is our received polynomial, as I wrote, that is the received vector polynomial, and q of x is quotient polynomial, and s of x is the syndrome polynomial. So the remainder that we obtain by dividing the z of x with the generator polynomial is nothing but our syndrome polynomial, and the degree of syndrome polynomial is always with the degree n minus k minus 1 or less. The degree of syndrome polynomial would be n minus k minus 1 or lesser. So the general circuit that is used for the syndrome calculation is shown in this video. So this is a general one where the z received vector is fed into the shift register combination. So we have a series of shift registers starting from S0 to Sn minus k minus 1. So those are the number of syndromes that we have, and we are going to add, we are going to have a junction at after every single flip-flop. We are going to add few modulo 2 adders. So these modulo 2 adders will come into effect only when the coefficient of the generator polynomial is equal to 1. That means, let us suppose if g1 is equal to 1, so we always write the generator polynomial in the form of g0. Usually g0 will always have a value equal to 1. Keep that in mind. And g1 into x, so g2 into x square, g3 into x cube, so on. We have g of n minus k x raised to n minus k minus 1. So usually we consider it like this since we have started with 1. So generator with a degree n minus k, so this one would be n minus k. So this is how we write the generator polynomial. So in this, depending on the coefficient of g0, g1, g2, we are going to connect to that particular modulo 2 adder and therefore it will come into effect. Let us suppose if one of the coefficient is equal to 0, then that means this line will not exist, rather that means the modulo 2 adder will not be effective. So it is just like short circuiting the previous flip-flop to the next flip-flop. So that's the idea behind construction of the syndrome circuit. So now let us look at one of the example to know how this circuit is going to work. Yeah, and before that, so we shall see how to obtain the error detection process we do and how to do the error correction. So if we have a received polynomial, excuse me about it, yeah, so we will see how to evaluate the error pattern here. So if we have a received polynomial called z of x, we are first going to divide this with the generator polynomial to obtain a quotient polynomial as well as the syndrome polynomial, which is written in this form. S of x is the syndrome polynomial. Then we also know the received vector will always be a combination of the transmitted vector as well as the error patterns, which is an error pattern polynomial which is caused due to the transmission of this code word vector over the channel. So this is the error pattern due to transmission over the channel. So we can write any received vector in this form. So dividing this by the generator polynomial, we get z of x divided by g of x is equal to v of x divided by g of x plus e of x divided by g of x. The code word vector v of x is always, we know that it is the data polynomial multiplied by generator polynomial in case of non-systematic code. Assume that we are doing non-systematic code itself. So here this amounts to only z is equal to, z of x over g of x is equal to d of x plus, substituting in place of v, d of x into g of x, d of x will cancel. So it is d of x plus e of x divided by g of x. Now let me consider this as equation 1 and this as equation 2. So equating these two, because left hand sides are equal, so d of x plus e of x divided by g of x is equal to the quotient plus the syndrome g of x. So I can find out the error pattern by, so if you are going to rearrange the terms, you will obtain something like this: q of x plus d of x multiplied by the generator polynomial plus s of x. So once I figure out the syndrome, we can find out the error vector by recognizing what is the quotient as well as the syndrome that is obtained when you divide the received vector with the generator polynomial. Of course, this is the unknown quantity we have to figure out by trial and error method. So we will see practically how to do this by by looking at a problem. So let me consider a problem over here. For the 7, k cyclic code, the generator polynomial, the received vector z of x is 1110101 if this is my received vector, and the g of x is given as 1 plus x cube. So in this case, for this case, I have to write the syndrome calculation circuit as well as we have to do the single error correction that has occurred during the transmission. So first let us see how to draw the circuit over here. To draw the circuit, let us write the g of x in its standard form, that is g0 plus g1x plus g2x square plus g3x cube. Comparing this general form to the given generator polynomial, this is 1 into x, it is 0 into x square plus 1 into x cube. So comparing this, I would get g0 is equal to 1, g1 is equal to 1, g2 is equal to 0, and g3 is equal to 1. So these are the coefficients. So now we know that there are three non-zero quantities over here. So to write this, as I know, the syndrome, the number of the highest degree in the syndrome would be n minus k minus 1, which is equal to 7 minus 4 minus 1, which is equal to 2. So I would have three shift registers starting from S0, S1, S2. Always all the polynomials will start with x power 0. So S0, S1, S2. So here actually there would be a modulo 2 adder in general case. So we are going to feed the Z to the first modulo 2 adder, send it to S0, and then we are going to pass this. So what will happen here, how to connect this is, the output of the syndrome is obtained to figure out the error polynomial later on. So we obtain it with through a gate. We'll tell you why this gate is used later on. This is enable 1, and we are going to do some other operation. For that we need another gate, which is gate 2. We'll again tell you why this is so, and through this gate I am going to feed the coefficients of the g0, g1, g2. So you can see g0 is equal to 1, so therefore g0, which has to be given or connected to S0, is a valid connection, and g1, which is connected previously to S1, since its coefficient is equal to 1, you have to enable this. But you can see over here g2 is equal to 0, is supposed to be 0, therefore there is no connection, there would be no connection over here. Instead you can erase this entire modulo 2 adder, but just connect S1 and S2. G3 is anyways equal to 1, so S2 is taken out as an output. The output of the S2 would be G3, and therefore that is taken out. So this is how we obtain the syndrome calculation circuit. So these gates are used to calculate the syndrome and to extract or to draw the syndrome, draw the syndrome bits. So how these gates are going to work is, in the first before, so you can see over here it is a 7-bit code word. So while sending all the 7 bits through the shift register, there are only 3 flip-flops. So 3 bits are going to be processed at any given point of time. So unless until entire received vector enters the shift register, the division process is not over. So while doing the division process, this gate 1 is disabled. That means the syndrome is not extracted out. So this gate 1 is disabled at the step 1. So what we do, in the step 1 we disable the gate 1, gate G1 is disabled, and the division process continues till all the data bits that are received are exhausted. And while doing this division process, G2 is enabled. Once I exhaust all the data bits that are received, then in the step 2, while G2 is enabled, division occurs. When division is over, in the step 3, assume G2 is disabled and G1 is enabled to get S of x. So this is the procedure that we follow to obtain the coefficients of the syndrome polynomial. So let us look at the problem for this particular case, how to obtain the syndrome polynomial. Okay, so this is the circuit that we just wrote. Let me consider this received vector. So we always assume that the highest power of z will enter the shift register first. That means the z given vector z 1110101 can be written as 1 plus x square plus x raised to power 4 plus x raised to 6. So out of this, the highest power of x will be sent into the shift register first. That means, and the initial contents of the shift registers are all zeros. Assume that now the first bit 1 enters. So when this 1 enters, this gate is disabled now. So now what will happen? This is enabled. This is switched on. So this 0 goes. The last entry of the S2 will enter over here. So here you have 0, here you have 0. So 1 plus 0, the modulo 2 addition will become 1. Within the same clock cycle, this 1 gets shifted into the first flip-flop. The previous 0 will come out here and 0 plus 0 will become 0 and it enters the second shift register. Then the previous 0 would be shifted to the right. Now this first bit output is over. Now considering the second one, now the second received bit will come, which is 0. When 0 enters, you can see the last bit is again 0. 0 plus 0 is 0 and 1 comes out. 0 plus 1 is 1. So 1 gets pushed into shift register 1 and the 0 which was there previously gets shifted to the S2. Okay, so this is the output for the second bit that is being sent. Now comes, so let me start off with the first bit itself. Okay, we will restart again. So this is all 0 combination. So initially when you send 1, I'll be repeating this again. 0 will be coming out of S2 and gate 2 is enabled, gate 1 is disabled. So 0 you are sending. So now the contents of the shift register will change. So I'll just erase it. 1 plus 0 is 1 and previously there was 0 over here. Then there is 0 here also. Whatever that is fed over here also will be available here. So 0 plus, previously there was 0 over here. This 0 plus 0 is 0. So 0 gets stored. Previously there was 0. That 0 gets pushed to the extreme right. Now the bit 0 enters, the second bit. So the now content of the shift registers are 1, 0, 0. But the extreme right is again 0. Now the 0 appears over here. 0 plus 0 becomes 0. So here 0 comes up and sits in the inside of the shift register and 1 gets pushed out. 1 plus 0 is 1. So 1 gets entered into S1 and 0 gets pushed out and therefore 0 is shifted into, that 0 is shifted into S2. So this happens when the bit 2 enters. Coming to the third input bit, that is this. Again this is disabled, this is enabled, this is disabled. Now 1 enters. So the previous content of the shift registers are 0, 1, 0. Please remember this. Whatever that I write inside are the contents in the shift register. So previously there was 1, 0, 1. Now assume 1 appears. So previously there was 0 here, 0 and 0. Now 1 plus 1 again, 1 plus 0 is again 1 which gets shifted into S0. So previously there was 0, 0 plus 0 gets shifted into S0 and the 1 which was here gets shifted to the S2. So the new content of the shift register S0, S1, S2 would be 1, 0, 1. So this happens when the third bit enters. Now the current status is 101 and the fourth bit appears, which is 0. So see here, extreme right is 1, so 1 appears over here, 1 appears over here. 1 plus 0 is 1, so this 1, the current state of the shift register flip-flop will also be equal to 1. This 1 gets pushed out, 1 plus 1 becomes 0, so 0 will be here. Previously 0 that was there gets pushed into the shift register 0. So this now the current state of the flip-flops are 1 0 0 for the fourth bit. Next 1 0 0, I'll rewrite. Now the fifth bit appears, which is bit 1. 0 plus, so here 0 will appear. 0 plus 1 is 1, so the same 1 retains. Here 1 comes out. 1 plus 0 is 1, and previously there was 0, that 0 gets shifted to the extreme right. So the current contents of the shift registers are 1 1 0. Next, so now the sixth bit will come. The current state is 1 1 0. Sixth bit will come, which is this particular one. So 1 appears over here again. So here is 0 0 because the last bit is 0 over here in the S2. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So 1 gets retained. 1 will come out. The previous 1 will come out. 0 plus 1 is 1. And 1 that was previously over here gets shifted to the extreme right, which is 1. So this happens for the sixth bit. So 1 comes out. Then, so the current contents of the shift registers are 1 1 1. Let me write over here in the previous case. Yes, not yes 1, yes 2. Finally, it will remain at 1 1 1. Now the last bit appears, which is 1. So now there is 1 1 here because yes 2 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0. And 1 plus 1 is again 0. So this remains at 1. So this is at the end of the seventh bit. So whatever you are seeing now is what we call it as the syndrome. The final entry after the entry of the last bit, whatever you see in the inside the shift register contents, this is nothing but your syndrome vector, or you can also write it in terms of polynomial, that is 0 into x power 0, pardon me, 0 into x power 0 plus 0 into x power 1 plus 1 into x square. So this is how we obtain the syndrome. Since it is non-zero, we will say that this particular received vector is an erroneous vector. That means it has some error. It has got some error during the transmission over the channel. Now let us see, this is now we got to know that there is some error. Now we will see how to rectify this. One method is you can express the generator polynomial in matrix form, then find out the parity matrix and then write the parity check matrix to the cyclic code like how we wrote it for the normal linear block code. But there is another possible method where we can figure out how to obtain the error, how to rectify the error in this case. So let us see how to do that. So what we do over here is, in the finding of the error pattern, or to find out the location of the error, then what we need to do is we will continue this process of finding out the contents of the shift register until and unless we get the syndrome pattern S0, S1, S2 is equal to 1 0 0. So what we do is we continue the process of the shift register until and unless we get the contents of the shift register as 1 0 0, and this should happen after completely feeding the received vector. So I'll tell you in brief again. So assume that I'll be tabulating this is the number of shifts, the input received vector z of x, contents of the shift register s0, s1, s2. I'll be tabulating this. Initially all s0, s1, s2 will be 0. So z of x that I am considering here is 1110101. For the first shift I will enter the extreme right bit 1. So what will happen? Your s0 will be equal to 1, s1 will be 0, because your 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, and s0 will be 0. Coming to the second shift, where you are entering the incoming vector 0, then 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 gets shifted to the right, so this becomes 0. The third one, again bit 1 appears, so 1 plus 0 is 1, then again 0 plus 0 is 0, then 1 gets shifted to the right. Fourth, again a 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 0, 0 gets shifted to the right. Fifth shift, where the fifth bit is appearing, which is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 gets shifted to the right, which is 1 1 0. Sixth one, again a 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 0 is again a 1, this 1 gets shifted to the right, so it is 1 1 1. Seventh one, the last bit of the transmitted one, so all 1 1, the last one would be there, so here there is all 1 contents. 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 plus 1 is again a 0, and 1 gets shifted to the right, so it is 1. So by this process, at the end of the final bit, whatever the output that we are getting, this is our syndrome. But we won't stop it over here. We will continue this process of shift register operation by finding out the next shift by giving the input bit as 0. Now we see what will happen. This input bit gets added with the final content of the S2. S2 plus the input bit is 1. Again 1 plus 0 is 1. This 0 gets shifted to the right, so this becomes 0. In the ninth shift, again you will send a 0. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. This 1 gets shifted to the right. So I'll continue that. Number of shifts, the input that you are giving, S0, S1, S2. So currently we are in ninth shift. In the ninth shift we gave 0, again 0, 1, 1. So whatever the last one was there, I will just be writing that. Now I will be shifting once more. Again give an input called as 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 1 is again a 1. This 1 gets shifted to the right. So all ones. Then 11. Give a 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0. 1 gets shifted to the right. So you get 1 0 1. 12th shift. Again give a 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0, and 0 gets shifted to the right. Now the contents in the shift register have now changed to 1 0 0. So this is the what we call it as the end of, we are going to end shifting operation. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to make the syndrome appear in such a way that the erroneous location should look like as if the received vector, the first bit in the received vector will be in error. So this is done to only make sure that the syndrome sequence is recognizable and it's a standard one. Once we bring the syndrome pattern to this 100 or 1 followed by any number of zeros. So in the syndrome, as we said, there would be the highest degree of the syndrome is n minus k minus 1 or lesser in case of syndrome polynomial. So this polynomial should always have this representation. That means s of x should always be equal to 1. If that is the case, we are if we are obtaining this sequence after spending all the received bits during the process, then we record that after how many shifts we have got this particular sequence. So now we have obtained that after the 12th shift we are obtaining this 100. That means at the 12th shift we are obtaining the syndrome as 100. So we will record this. What do we do with this? We rewrite this polynomial called z, which is 1 1 1 0 1 0 1. So how do we do the shift is, so observe over here, this goes first 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 7th is over. Again we will come back to the same position, and this I will mark it as 8th shift. This is 9th shift. So what we are trying to do is, we are cyclically going to rotate the z of x, and then we are coming, the pointer will come back again to the extreme right once it exhausts all the data bits, and then we are trying to point where exactly the syndrome where exactly the error has occurred and its position. So how do we find out that is, we will do the process of division until and unless the syndrome pattern becomes equal to 100, and we record how many number of shifts are required to obtain that pattern, and we are trying to map that number of shifts corresponding to the bits in the received vector. That is, so observe over here, once all the 7 bits are over, the 8th bit is the extreme right, 9th, this is the 10th, 11th, and this is where the 12th bit is. So this is the, after the 12th rotation or 12th cycle, you will see the pointer is at the 5th bit from the right side. So this is the error bit, or this is what we call it as the bit which is in error or erroneous bit. So now what we do, once we have figured out what is the erroneous bit, we can easily write the error pattern as 0 0 1 0 0 0 0, which means it's of the size 7 bits. Okay, so this is our error pattern, and we can obtain the actual code word by adding this z with the error pattern, that is 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 plus 0 0 1 0 0 0 0. So we obtain the answer as 1 1 0 0 1 0 1. So this is our transmitted code vector. So if we are going to do the similar process, assume that if I take a different scenario where the received symbol or received polynomial is z of x is equal to 0 1 0 0 1 0 1. Assume that my g of x is still the same, which is 1 plus x cube. Let us see how to obtain this, how to obtain the number of shifts. So I'll write the tabular column, number of shifts, z of x, s0, s1, s2 contents. Okay, so I'll make it into 2 divisions. Okay, so we will write the first contents are 0 0 0. The first bit that it enters is 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 gets shifted to the right, so it is 0. In the second shift, 0 appears. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 gets shifted to the right, it is 0. The third shift, again a bit 1 enters. 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 gets shifted to the right, so it is 1, 0, 1. Fourth one, so bit 0 appears. So now 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 gets shifted to the right, so it is 1, 0, 0. Fifth one, again a 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 gets shifted to the right, so this is 0. Sixth one, sixth bit is again 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus extreme right bit is 0, which is 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 gets shifted to the right, so it is 1. The last seventh bit is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 gets shifted to the right, it is 0. Now assume now all the data bits are exhausted. So you should not cease over here. Just because you see the pattern 1, 0, 0 here, you should not cease this as this syndrome as well as the location. So what you got to know, this is a non-zero syndrome. That means the received vector is in error. So this syndrome. This indicates the error. Now continue the process by just giving all the input bits as zeros. So in the 8th shift, put 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. Shift 0 to the right. 9th, put again 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 gets shifted to the right. 10th one, 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Again 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 gets shifted to the right, so it is 0. The 11th shift, again 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 gets shifted to the right, it is 1. 12th shift, 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 1 is again a 1. 1 gets shifted to the right, so it is all ones. 13th one, putting again a 0. In the 13th shift, you will see 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0. 1 gets shifted to the right. In the 14th shift, again you will put a 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 gets shifted to the right. Now this end is the end of shifting operation. That means we have obtained the reference sequence that we need for the error correction process. Now you please remember for which clock cycle, for how many clock cycles after this 7th we have obtained this error sequence or the syndrome sequence. So what we do, we rewrite this Z again, 0 1 0 0 1 0 1. So out of this I'll go from extreme right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, then come back again to the extreme right. So this is the 8th shift, bit corresponding to the 9th shift, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and then lastly it is 14th. So by this we got to know that the error is located in the first bit. So the error pattern can be written as 1 0 0 0 0 0 0. So the transmitted code word vector is 0 1 0 0 1 0 1 plus 1 followed by 6 zeros. So if you add, you're going to get 1 1 0 0 1 0 1. So this is your actual transmitted or valid code word vector. Thank you all for watching this video.